At this point in the practice, we feel it's now time to get the quarterbacks to work together with the wide receivers and tight ends and running backs. Here what we're doing is we're having the wide receivers, quarterbacks, and tight ends all get involved in what we call routes on air period. What you'd like to do ideally is have 5 quarterbacks available to you. In this case, we had 4 quarterbacks, 1, 2, 3, and 4, so we had to use a coach for number 5. Whatever it might be, it gives you a chance to get all 5 eligible receivers catching the ball every single time. What you'd like to do is start this on the 20-yard line. If for some reason you have to start it outside of the 20, make the point of emphasis the 20-yard burst from the line of scrimmage to the end zone, and or 20 yards here. In this case, treat the 15 like the end zone, so every time they're running and catching. We put the stand-up dummies or the cut bags up in order for them to find windows and throw through windows and make the quarterback have to work a little bit harder, make the wide receiver have to work a little bit harder as well. Here it's set up versus a 3D cover 3 zone here, where both these cut dummies probably should be moving backwards if possible, and we'd be able to have this buzz safety coming down. You can see we tell our mesh runners in this picture here that as soon as they rub shoulders to sit down, drop, step, and dunk, where we can work this all day long to be able to get vertical as fast as we can. The quarterbacks make a decision based on the read, where each guy is going. They point out their man ahead of time. Here you can see the furthest outside guy is throwing to the furthest outside guy, working across the board. The next number, this quarterback here, is throwing to the next guy that's about to come to his side. This quarterback here is throwing to this guy on the closest to his side. This quarterback here is throwing the deeper route on the corner route, and this coach here is reading everything out and then coming to the check wide late. When you're running these concepts, it's so critical for the quarterback's feet to match. As soon as we wind up everybody throwing on different playing fields and we're not throwing in the right sequence is when we have an issue. If you're throwing the corner route, you should be throwing it on the plant. If you're throwing the check wide, you should be throwing it on one hitch. If you're throwing it to the short cross coming across in zone coverage, you should be throwing it on 2 hitches and all the way across here, 2 to 2. And then here would be a 1 hitch, hot throw type thing to the flat. But as you can see, it's a way to get 5 balls in the air every single time, 5 different guys going, and then be able to mix and match the formation, the personnel group, and what we're trying to get done in terms of making big-time plays. You can obviously do it with all different route concepts. Here we've changed the route concept up, no longer running what we would call mesh, and now running what we would call hurricane. Here you can see we're asking guys to sit down in the zone here, sit down in the zone here, telling this guy to treat it like man coverage and this guy to treat it like man coverage, and have your tailback sitting here versus zone. As we go, it gives a chance for all 5 guys to catch the football, to finish 20 yards down the field, and to make sure that everybody gets and understands every concept. It's a great way to handle concept learning because it allows different guys to fill in, everybody to be alive and catch the ball, and everybody to run their routes. The third concept that we're demonstrating here is a concept we call Chief or 844 in the 3-digit system, where we would be running a basic cross, we'd be running a sword route or a deep in cut with a skinny post or a bang 8, and then we would have a back checking to the flat and a back over the ball. Here, if that's the case, we would have all 5 guys throwing to these 5, with the furthest outside to the left taking care of the tight end here, with number 2 taking care of the sword, number 3 taking care of the basic cross, number 4 taking care of the back on a check through, and then the furthest outside guy to the right would be taking care of the bang 8. We orchestrate the coverages, so we would always tell them that the bang 8 is the primary read and a 3 deep look, so we would call 3 deep for that example. Everybody else would be running the traditional Chief. This routes on air period is critical to our success, critical to the wide receiver's ability to finish, and then most importantly, it gives us an opportunity to practice many plays in a short amount of time with everybody involved catching the football.